The Rwanda I have seen so far is a country recovering rapidly from the events of 1994. Join us as Asian Air Safari goes deeper into the mountains of Rwanda to come face to face with some of the most magnificent creatures in the wild, the last remaining mountain gorillas on Earth. I have been traveling across Rwanda, a small, landlocked country in the heart of Central Africa. There are only less than 900 mountain gorillas left in the world, and to be able to see them will be the adventure of a lifetime. We have covered almost half of its western side in a matter of days. Although a very small country, Rwanda has a rich biodiversity, preserving 3 big national parks where most large mammals can be found. Having visited the park in Nyungwe, I proceed to the second one on the list, the Akagera National Park, just before I go on my search for the gorillas at the Volcanoes National Park in Musanze. To get there, I find my way back at the airport in Kigali, where I visit the guys from Akagera Aviation, specializing in helicopter services across Rwanda and the region. There's a lot of future in aviation here in Rwanda. Huh?
Yes, it is.
Big, growing. How long will it take to go to the Akagera Park?
40 nautical miles.
Well, I'm excited to go.
Okay,
With pilot Jean de Blue, we will be flying on an R-44 to Akagera National Park in eastern Rwanda, along the border of Tanzania. As we headed east, the landscape started becoming more flat with scattered lakes across the area. Very different from the cultivated hills of most of Rwanda, Akagera is a savanna combined with swamps and lakes.
That's already Tanzania.
Yeah, if you see the river, that's the border.
The park covers over 1,120 square kilometers, and it is located in Rwanda's slowest altitudes. It didn't take long before John alerted me to be on the lookout for animal sightings.
So animals are starting here in this area.
With John's keen eye and steady flying, we were soon chasing after a herd of giraffes.
So there are many of them.
Nice to see them.
We maneuvered to another area of the park where another herd dotted the landscape.
There they are. Oh, there's a lot of them, huh?
Yeah. It's I think everywhere in any park, buffaloes are
Easy. Now they get used to us.
As we moved closer to the lakes, John spotted some movement in the water.
people out of the water.
Wow.
We have people. Those are
Yeah, plenty.
Suddenly, everyone seemed to be coming out to see us.
Zebras at the end also. I can see by the way you fly. You know very well. You can spot them already, huh? They know you.
Seeing the animals from above against the vast landscape was a sight to behold. But John still felt my experience was not complete without seeing the park's largest land animals.
Elephants are supposed to be the biggest. But sometimes it's hard to find.
But with the eyes of a hawk, John may just locate elusive elephants. And sure enough, there they were. Akagera's wild African elephants, the adults closely guarding their young. We left the animals in peace and started flying towards the lodge where John will be dropping me off.
Thank you very much.
What a pleasant flight. Now it was time to settle in right at the heart of the jungle. Well, this tent will be my home while I'm here at the Egide National Park. And they say they put it up on stilts because in the evening, sometimes the crocs and the hippos come in to feed. I hope I don't get to meet them tonight. I'm happy to meet them tomorrow, but not tonight. And, like a self-fulfilling prophecy, I was just about ready to go to sleep when I heard some grunting sounds outside. Is that what I think it is? It was an adult hippopotamus grazing right in front of my tent, possibly weighing about 1,500 kilograms. It didn't help that all that stood between us was a thin piece of tent fabric. I was up at the crack of dawn, awakened by the symphony of jungle sounds. There's the guy who visited me last night, my first friend here in Egide. What a great breakfast view. While having my fruits, monkeys are having theirs too. I can't wait to see more of this place. Up next, I go on a game drive around Egide National Park and get to know its residents. I'm still in Egide National Park. Today, I'm going on a game drive to see some of the wildlife. Unlike the bigger game reserves in East Africa, Egide is of a smaller scale, and its ecosystem is still recovering from a history of civil war and poaching, but it has greatly improved in the past few years. The great thing about Egide is that you can take your own 4x4 vehicle, drive at a leisurely pace, hardly see any other trucks around, and be able to observe the animals in the wild, all in keeping within the park's rules. Egide has a variety of terrain. You can be in the savanna and the swamps in 1 minute, and in rolling hills and valleys in the next, making for one exciting drive. The savanna is dominated mostly by species of the plains. Impalas, the topi, the eland, the roan antelope. And this one is called a water buck. It has a gland that emits a bad smell to turn the predators away. And this is also another part of the family of the antelopes. There are also plenty of wild baboons and playful warthogs. They are said to have a short-term memory. They could be running away from you, but would soon forget why. So they stop to look at you and then continue on. Egide also has outstanding bird life, with over 500 species of birds in the park, including the African fish eagle, the endangered gray-crowned crane, and a massive one I had a chance to meet. I don't know if you see that figure up ahead. It's called the marabou stork. They like being close to the lake, where they can eat fish and frogs, as long as the crocodile doesn't see him. I'd be afraid to see him in a dark alley. He's huge. See if I can go close to him. He's almost as tall as me. Oh, wow. Look at him fly. The marabou stork's wingspan can reach up to 12 feet. As we drove around, we saw many trees that seemed like they were blown away by a typhoon. These trees were broken by elephants. Now we just have to watch out and look for these elephants. After following some broken trees and traces of elephant droppings, we came by a young male elephant quietly feeding by himself. Elephants at this age often spend time away from the herd. Driving further, we reached the swamp and lake areas of Akajira.
It's nice to walk around here and just enjoy the view. But I'm also scared because they say crocodiles are just here and they might just jump me because they're protecting their eggs or their nest in the area. So they always say not too close to the shoreline.
Back to the car for me. With baby crocodiles around, the mother must be close by.
And I was just walking right in the shoreline of this. There's another crocodile. But he's not so big though, huh? Maybe I can tackle this one. There's a hippo. This lake is filled with so many animals. They're huge, huh? So these hippos go down and they last for about 4 to 6 minutes underwater. Then they go up and breathe for air again. They're watching me intently.
Despite physically resembling pigs, the closest living relatives of hippos are actually whales, from which it split off some 55 million years ago.
This is becoming to be an interesting drive.
I drive away from the swamps as far as possible and find myself going up the hilly areas of Akajira. Up here, I see such a big number of zebras. I had to let these pedestrians pass. The tallest mammals in the world won't take things sitting down because giraffes actually spend most of their lives standing upright, even when they're sleepy.
Just eating his time away. Look at his tongue.
As we climbed higher, I was surprised to see more animals, even buffaloes, high up on these hills.
Wow, can't imagine how he got here.
I was in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by wild animals. It was simply breathtaking to be here, to be a part of it all. Up next, I continue on my journey in search for the last remaining mountain gorillas on Earth. I bid Akajira goodbye and was again with Egide, who was taking me to Rwanda's northern region, to the home of the mountain gorillas. Musanze is Rwanda's most mountainous district.
Egide, so these are the Virunga Mountains.
Virunga means a volcano in our language, in our Kinyarwanda language. You can see where the park ends behind us when it's thick forest, but below that it's farms and people living there.
So this is the division. It's a very clear line, huh? Where the thick jungle starts. Almost every hill, every mountain has farming. People are very hardworking, huh?
Soil here does very well with farming. Our steps are going closer to the gorillas and the mountain.
I know.
5 of 8 volcanoes in the Virunga mountain range can be found here, and where a big part of Volcanoes National Park is located.
It's not every day that we see the mountain tops with this good weather. They call this the Sabino, which means broken teeth. And it does look like broken teeth. And over here we see all the people farming. They make it into terraces for irrigation. It's just so nice to see everybody's working hard on the fields.
Before Rwanda came under the Germans and the Belgians, the land was ruled by kings. At the EBE Watch village in Muzanzi, I was given a welcome fit for a king coming from battle. But first, I have to dress the part.
I'm ready.
Yeah, so you're welcome back outside My Highness King. This country since 15th century until 1959
Until
was headed by the king.
1959?
Yes, that's the shield was for protection and the spear for fighting to the enemies.
I really feel like a king.
Didier began to show me different aspects of the local village life. First was a visit to the medicine man.
In Homvu, that is Loberia.
I see.
He add some water. After mixing, can squeeze in order to get the juice out. Gives to somebody who is poisoned.
I see.
That's a medicine for the men.
This I have to listen.
This medicine, especially for the young boys, when they get married for their first night, nothing do they become in a function.
Oh,
You come to him,
yes.
he will give you the medicine you eat. After eating, for your second night, you'll be like, look.
How much? I buy now. How much?
Sorghum was made by grinding seeds, which they use for making bread and fermenting banana beer. I was also shown how they made weapons. The metal is heated to the tube connected to airtight hand pumps made of sheep skin. Hunting was also an important part of village life.
Leonidas is the one who's going to show us how people, they were killing the animals by using the bow and the nallows. See that banana leaf?
Yeah.
It's like an animal which is there, so it's going to
Yes.
shoot that animal.
Okay.
Let's go for the meat. Go, 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 go. Go. I invite you to try. Still looking for the second one.
Okay.
Okay, you can just try to pull and make sure that you see the target.
I see the target.
Pull again. Pull. Push.
I was able to witness a traditional wedding ceremony, which ended in a grand celebration. The village does not only give us a glimpse of traditional village life in Rwanda, but also gives its members a new lease in life.
If you watch, this is a community for the ex-poachers.
Before they were poachers.
They were, all of them, they were poachers.
Oh, yes.
Today, they are here to conserve our Volcanoes National Park, especially those last mountain gorillas.
I'm very happy for the community and for having the gorillas in the mountains, which give life to everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much.
The next day, the mist spread thick over Muzanze. Light slowly crept in and the sun rose over the Virunga Mountains. Today is the day I get to meet the mountain gorillas. I was finally at the Volcanoes National Park, the oldest one in Africa. It was also the base for the groundbreaking work by primatologist Diane Fossey, whose extensive studies of the mountain gorilla brought a lot of attention to anti-poaching efforts. I met with my guide Emmanuel, who gave me a quick briefing and some information about the gorilla family we will be visiting.
In a gorilla family called Umubano.
Umubano. Okay.
So Umubano means good relationship. It's a big group. There are now 13 members.
13?
Yes, you are going to see 2 silverbacks. There's one silverback, the dominant male. His name is Mr. Charis.
Charis.
Charis is the name. And the vice president is called Bunyenyeri.
Okay, there's a vice president.
Yeah, that's the vice president.
There are only less than 900 mountain gorillas left in the world today, and about half of this number can be found in the Virunga mountain range. Here in Rwanda, there are 10 gorilla families that are being tracked and researched and can be visited by humans.
This is our star. We are going to leave the car here and we start to walk.
Anyway, with my gorilla king,
that's
maybe
your
I will
gorilla
survive.
king. Yeah, you will survive.
Chameleon, huh?
In our culture, when you see a chameleon in the morning, it's a good luck.
Oh, it's good luck.
We pass communities planting Irish potatoes and fields of pyrethrum, a flower used to make natural pesticide. At an elevation close to 9,000 feet, the air was thin, making it difficult to breathe.
I've seen only potatoes and I'm already tired.
Depending on which gorilla family you are visiting, and the families move constantly, some visitors will have to hike for some 3 hours just to get to their nest. But today, Emmanuel and the trackers have some good news for me.
Yes.
So I was talking to Mr. Charles and Charles said, "Where's my friend, Mr. Joe?" And said, "Sorry, the Joe is on the way, very struggle."
Very
He
slow.
say he cannot wait for that. He's running downhill. In 10 minutes, he'll be with Mr. Charles.
Great.
Yeah!
Beyond the stone wall is where the farming ended and the national park begins. Emmanuel also teaches me some basic gorilla speak.
Okay.
You want to show us how powerful he is?
Yes.
What we do? We just kneel down.
Okay.
Yes, please, we are part of your group.
Okay.
Yes, you say that. That to show them that you are part of them.
As we went deeper into the jungle, there was no trail. We found ourselves bushwhacking through thick vegetation.
All the stinging plants I had to cross.
Stinging plants that pierce through clothing added to the challenge.
What do they do? Just they do like this. Look,
Yes.
can you see?
And there's water
Oh,
content.
yeah. As the gorillas do like this.
So
And then
backward.
eat like this. And after, they
Yeah.
eat this. See?
How do they do it? You really eat it, huh? You like it? I wait until tomorrow.
When suddenly, it is impossible not to be struck in awe coming face to face with a mountain gorilla.
It's a juvenile. And his name is Ijabo.
How can you recognize them?
You can see there's marks on nose.
Okay.
Called nose prints.
Nose prints.
Can you see?
Yes, yes.
There's a T and a V up.
Standing up.
That's good posing. He's posing for you.
And then, the group's vice president arrives.
Wow. He is big. But I can see his hair is not so silver yet, huh? On the back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Jeez, that's the best. Can I lie down this way? This is great. So they spent a lot of time.
It's eating,
Yes.
resting, and traveling. The ability of the food and how they like the place.
I see.
Meanwhile, something seems to be bothering Mr. Vice President. Did he feel threatened by my silver hair?
He was charging forward, but luckily, I think it wasn't meant for us.
No, not for us. He was going to show us how strong he is
Yes.
and telling everyone to move.
That's very
That's how
nice.
to show respect.
Oops, I think his wound is quite big,
Yeah,
huh?
he's very big. That's a jiggy jiggy punishment. You don't know jiggy jiggy?
I don't know, jiggy jiggy.
Jiggy jiggy.
Oh, jiggy jiggy. Oh.
Yeah.
Having two silverbacks in the group often leads to the younger one getting wounded when he's caught by the alpha male mating with the females.
The gorillas, when they're pregnant, they keep doing jiggy jiggy for fun, like human beings.
It's the modern world.
Yeah.
We left Mr. Vice President to himself and came upon the group's juveniles.
Mr. Hachibazo means no worries. He's now blackback, but you can see he's really huge. He's a very nice guy.
So he's taking care of
He's taking care of these young ones teach them how to fight and play with them.
Not far from the juveniles, we spot the group's youngest member, clutching onto his mother.
So the baby's hugging the mom all the time. Look at those small hands. He's almost about to fall. It's just nice to see them with his thick hair.
Yeah, you just miss your hair, I can see.
He's up at the tree. And I didn't realize they're this good a climber, huh?
They're very good at climbing.
Watching us. If he had a camera, he'd probably take our pictures too.
Yeah. The big boss is coming now.
Okay, now this we have to see.
The group's silverback, about 450 pounds and more than 5 feet tall, quietly approached us.
Boy, he's big.
He is.
Wow.
Very nice.
He recognizes you.
Yes.
Wow, what a nice family picture. Nice family photo. Here's a curious one. I wonder what he's gonna do. Do I let him pass? Okay.
The rest of the group are naturally drawn to the alpha male and try to get closer to him.
I didn't know where to go. Oh, here's another one coming. I think I'm better off going higher so as not to bother their path.
This is the closest one can ever get to wild beasts. Very much capable of crushing you with one hand. But gorillas are naturally shy, peaceful creatures. After observing other wildlife, from elephants, giraffes, hippos, being in the presence of gorillas felt quite different. After all, they share 98% of our DNA. Their hands, their movements, their gaze, so human-like. Sometimes they drift off in daydreams, just like any of us. It was a silent climb down the volcanoes for Emmanuel and me. I was still in awe of what I just witnessed. I also thought back on my experience here in Rwanda, with its green, fertile terraces and hard-working people. It is a picture of Africa you won't normally expect. Rwanda's story is one of preservation, protectors of a disappearing species, and guardians of a scarred nation. But even with its tragic history, it is a country finding peace with the past and looking eagerly towards the future.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next...
Asia Air Safari!